The concept of them. To me, it is the cornerstone of what makes us all humans. With it, we are able to achieve many things and express many situations, some of which are polar opposites. In recent years, the idea of them, a concept which we as humans have created, has been the reasoning behind many triumphs, hardships, and tight situations. Before discussing those, though, I feel it important to explain what exactly I mean by them and what this concept can achieve. Labeling other people as them can achieve one of two core things. The first of which is identifying with a group of people. For example, someone showing up at a restaurant for a dinner reservation might say, "Hey, I'm with them," if they see that their other friends have shown up already and sat down. In this situation, we use them to join into a predetermined group of people, which in this case is purely beneficial. In others, it isn't. A common fault amongst humans is assuming that one is safer if doing something alongside a group. You might think that skiing down an avalanche slope is too dangerous for you to do, but the idea of doing so with a group changes that perception. You might think to yourself, hey, with all these people around, what are the chances that I am the one who gets hurt? This, of course, is a flawed way of thinking about it, as an avalanche will affect every person who is on the slope. But lumping yourself in with them gives you a false sense of security. The second core idea of using them is the polar opposite. We also use the term to disassociate ourselves with a group of people. For instance, a group is arrested by the police and each person is brought in for questioning. One of the group members might say, "It was them, they were the ones committing the crime," as they refer to the rest of the group. In this case, the person is seeking to treat the people they were with less as individuals, but as a body of people, using that to differentiate themselves from the real criminals. It is this second core concept that I think defines the human species and why we function the way we do. To elaborate, I always like to think of the idea of lineups at an airport. As you walk in, you might say to yourself, "Oh God, look at all of them. There's a huge line over there." As you step into it and settle in for the long wait, you may think, as many people do, that you are now stuck in a line. This, though, is not completely true and slightly misleading. You are not stuck in the line per se, in fact, you are the line itself. You are just yet another person who makes up the line, and as people join the line behind you, it is likely they are thinking the same thought about being stuck. The fact of the matter is, the moment you step into it, you are the line. What we do, though, is use the them mentality again in situations like this. Instead of treating each person standing in the line as an individual who is part of the problem the same way you are, we lump all others into a them category. To you, they are just the line, and it is with this that we are able to differentiate ourselves. It's what makes us feel unique, that somehow you are different to all of the other people standing in line. In actuality, each person around you has the same idea, that they are unique and stand out from the rest of the crowd. Another situation which has come into relevance recently is the idea of tribalism and side-picking on the subject of politics. In many instances, especially in recent memory, people are becoming more and more divided on issues, and not in a positive way. For instance, in the United States, multiple political topics have been brought to light over the past decade, and the public have had extremely split opinions on them. It has gotten to the point where, in interviews and across the media, people have started to say things such as, "I can't fathom having the opposing party's views." The general idea of, "Look at them and their views, aren't they so stupid?" has become increasingly popular on both sides of the political spectrum. What's interesting, though, is, again, this reverts back to the concept of calling other people them and refusing to treat others as individuals. This way, it is far easier to disregard people's views as unfathomable, since you are no longer disagreeing with an individual, but an entire group. This way, you needn't consider all of the complicated situations an individual may be experiencing, which may affect their opinion and motivations. Instead, you can disagree with another group and their general beliefs, while simultaneously associating yourself with your own tribe of politically like-minded people. Again, the idea of them can at the same time allow you to feel unique, whilst also allowing you to consider yourself a part of a group or tribe. With my final point, I would like to elaborate on the concept by talking about the world of advertising. I, in particular, find advertising fascinating. Groups of people trying to find elaborate ways of manipulating other people into buying their products, or simply even Googling their company. The ways in which advertisers can influence your decision-making are so complex that often hundreds of hours of research can go into a single ad campaign. In advertising, though, the them concept is employed again, and as per usual, it is used in two completely opposite ways. The first way is the advertisers themselves attempting to become one with the people that they are advertising to. The idea is to think, if I were the consumer, what would get me to purchase a product? It is in this way that advertisers are purposefully associating themselves with their targets to get inside the mindset of a consumer. In a similar way, though, they also treat the consumers as a group or a body of people and think to themselves, what would get most of them to purchase this thing? Simultaneously, the advertisers are doing so many different things to optimize the chances of you buying their product. They're associating themselves with the customer, removing the customer's individuality, then attempting to find what the majority would be influenced by. For this reason, advertising is one of the most interesting situations in which the concept of them is used. Simultaneously, in wholly opposite ways, it is involved. As you may have noticed, I have used them many times myself throughout this video, both knowingly and by accident. I think that this only highlights how ingrained into human nature it is to group people together at our own convenience. Them is the only thing that allows us to feel unique as individuals, yet it is also the very thing that makes us feel as if we are part of a group. It is a part of our daily lives, and I sincerely think that this grouping together of other people around you is one of the core concepts that makes us all human. In some instances, we like to feel unique, and in others, just another face in the crowd. This video is very different from my regular research project style videos, and I sincerely hope that you enjoyed it. Whether or not you agree with what I've said, and whether or not it is interesting to you personally, I hope to see you in a future video. Thanks a lot for watching.